Hi everyone, and thanks for joining us today. Our webinar will begin in just a moment, but we wanted to share this video of Jason from Jamaica talking about his cultural exchange experiences. So here is his story.
I'm Jason, presently working in North Carolina teaching math, social studies, and language arts. First of all, we have the famous beaches in Montego Bay. You can do zip lines, scuba diving, boat rides, whatever you want. It's right there in Montego Bay. I've been teaching for the past 24 years. Actually, I was a principal back in Jamaica, and since I want to start my doctoral degree, one way to get the new experiences that I needed so I could write my thesis is to be a part of the program. Normally, when I heard about teaching in the US, a lot of persons would have been scared because it would have been some of the worst students you'd have come across and the experience wouldn't have been rich. But since I'm here, I can say that's not something that is true. Of course, we do have students who behave a little out of the norm sometimes, but I've been having a really rich experience since I'm here. The students really want to learn about the culture. One of the greatest things for them is to have me talk my Jamaican language, and so that's one of the things that they really like. One of my first projects that I work with since I'm on the EPI program is to make a comparison between things that were similar to Jamaica and similar to North Carolina. And when we look at the culture that we have here, it is similar to the culture that we have in Jamaica, where families place a lot of emphasis on education. And the same thing is done in Jamaica, because in Jamaica we were taught that if we want to get out of poverty, then education is going to be the best way out. And those are some of the values that are taught here in North Carolina. To be honest, I've learned a lot since I'm here. Actually, in the process of writing a math book from first grade to sixth grade. It is to take back to Jamaica to share with the Ministry of Education there, because the book is going to contain a lot of best practices that we are learning here. And for each of the standards that we are going to be looking at, we are going to try our very best to have at least 3 or 4 or 5 ways of solving any given problem. And hopefully they will be using those maths books in Jamaica in a few years. One of the greatest joy for me is to walk into my classroom and to listen to the students and to listen to their experiences. We're living in a global society, and one of the things that we need to do is to learn about each other's culture. If we don't learn to appreciate each other's culture, then we're not going to have a peaceful world. So sharing my culture with them and learning from them and they learning from me is a good thing. The cultural program, I think EPI is doing a good job when it comes down to allowing us to do a cultural piece each year and so on. Because I remember the first year I did the cultural program, we had over 200 community members and parent turnout for it. And so culture plays a big part. We cannot survive without culture, because we need, in order for us to have acceptance of self and acceptance of others, we need to learn about each other's culture.
Hi everybody, and welcome to our webinar, How to Apply to Teach in the USA with EPI. My name is Jessica and I work as a content coordinator for EPI. I'm from the mountains of North Carolina, and before working for Educational Partners International, I taught English at the community college level. Today we'll be talking about EPI's application process and answer any questions that you might have. We'll be answering them in the comments section throughout today's presentation. Please keep in mind that we can't answer questions about your specific application for privacy reasons. All of those should be emailed to team@teachwithepi.com, where one of our trained admissions specialists will be able to assist you. Today we will be talking about how to apply to teach in the USA with Educational Partners International. During this webinar, we will be going over how to start your application and what documents you will need for it. We will also explain the purpose of the application and give you some tips that will make the process go as quickly as possible. If you are joining us for the first time, we are Educational Partners International, or EPI for short, and we are a cultural exchange program that brings international teachers to teach in K-12 schools in the United States. We are so dedicated to facilitating cultural exchange in the U.S. because EPI believes sharing knowledge across cultures and venues improves understanding among teachers, students, administrators, and members of the communities in which we live. This is our core mission, to help exchange knowledge and information between cultures so that we can understand each other better and work together to create a global community. Educational Partners International is an exchange visitor program authorized to sponsor teachers for K-12 placement in public, private, and charter schools in North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, and Florida. We place teachers in all subjects taught in K-12 schools, so that means not only foreign languages and English as a second language, but also math, science, art, special education, elementary education, and many more. While we work with schools across the southern United States, our home office is in the mountains of North Carolina. We would love to know where you are from too, so please take the time to tell us in the comments. And wherever you are joining us from, just thank you so much for watching today. So now that you have some background on who we are, it is important to understand EPI's process. Our process for bringing teachers like you to the United States looks like this. First, you complete an application so that we know you are eligible for our program and will be a strong candidate for cultural exchange. So this includes filling out a thorough online form, uploading official documents, and 2 interviews with EPI team members. After you've completed the application process, you are moved to the approved stage where you interview at one of our partnered schools. Once you complete a successful school interview, you are placed in the school and become an official EPI teacher. So let's take a closer look at the first step, the application. EPI's application is thorough and it serves many purposes. Filling it out creates a professional profile for schools to look at when they are considering teachers for interviews. It also helps you collect the documents that you will need to get a visa, travel to the United States, and to get a teaching license. Finally, we use the information you provide on the application to decide whether or not you meet our eligibility requirements. Some of the requirements for being an EPI teacher are that you are currently teaching, you have 2 years full-time teaching experience, and you have the equivalent of a U.S. bachelor's degree. So you've read about EPI, meet our qualifications, and have decided that you want to apply to teach in the USA. How do you get started? Well, the first step is to go to our website, teachwithepi.com, and click the Apply button. After you answer the eligibility question and click Submit, you will be able to make an account with your email address and start your application. Once you start your application, it is important that you prioritize completing your personal and professional profile as soon as possible so that you can quickly move to the next stage. So one of the most common questions our candidates ask is, how long does the process take? So our application is designed to make sure that you are able to travel and teach in the U.S. and includes processing all of your documents and 2 interviews with EPI team members. So how long it takes depends on how quickly you can collect and upload the appropriate documents. Here is a list of the documents you will need to upload to your application before you are eligible for school interviews. We ask for copies of all pages of your passport, diploma, transcripts, criminal background checks, proof of employment, and a credential evaluation from an NACES approved company. When you are first starting your application, you should prioritize uploading the passport pages, diplomas, and transcripts because we will need these documents before we can invite you for interviews with EPI team members. Please keep in mind that the only place you should upload these documents is to the official EPI website, teachwithepi.com. To protect your privacy, you should never upload documents to Facebook. We will not accept any of your documents through our Facebook page or messages. So today we have some tips on what you can do to make sure the application goes as quickly and smoothly as possible. The first step is to read all of our requirements before you apply. You can find a complete list on our website. When you are completing the application, you will need to be sure to read and follow all directions carefully. You will also want to proofread all of your answers, as any typos or mistakes made with spelling and dates can make it take longer. Finally, be sure to create your account with a valid email address and check your email regularly. We will only be able to discuss your application through your email, so it is important that you are looking for emails from EPI about your status. Okay, so now we will be taking the time to address questions. If you have not submitted yours yet, please ask them now. We will be answering all of your questions in the comment section today. So here are some of the most common questions we get at EPI. Lots of applicants want to know how long the EPI program is, and we are a 3-year program. People also ask, is there an application fee? The answer is no, there is no application or placement fee. There are other costs associated with your application, such as obtaining your diploma or transcripts, but EPI will never charge you an application or placement fee. Another question we often get is there an age limit? So no, there is no age limit. As long as you meet our basic requirements, you can join the EPI program regardless of your age. So some of those requirements are that you are currently teaching with at least 2 years full-time teaching experience, you have the equivalent of a U.S. bachelor's degree, and you have advanced English skills. We also have some other questions that have been on our applicants' minds more recently. Most people want to know, is EPI still accepting applications? So yes, EPI is continuing to accept and process applications. You can apply by visiting our website teachwithepi.com. For more information about what our application process looks like at this time, please email our admissions team at team@teachwithepi.com. Another question that applicants have is, can I put my application on hold? And yes, you are able to start your application and later put it on hold if you need to. There is no obligation to continue once you have started. You can then choose to resume your application at a time that is better for you and your personal situation. Finally, our applicants have been wondering, how does EPI support teachers during times of uncertainty or emergencies? So we always prioritize the safety of our program members and provide support for any situation that may arise while you're in the United States. For example, since the outbreak of COVID-19, we have been monitoring the situation, providing detailed guidance for our teachers, and operating at a normal capacity so that we can be available for all of our program members. So now that you know more about how to apply, let's talk about next steps. First, if you haven't yet, go to teachwithepi.com and start your application. If you've applied but have questions about how to continue, email us at team@teachwithepi.com. Finally, go to teachwithepi.com/webinars to sign up for our future webinars and to watch all of our previous videos. To end our presentation today, I would like to leave you with this quote as a reminder of why cultural exchange is so important and why we are eager to bring teachers like you to the United States. J. William Fulbright was a U.S. Senator and the founder of a Fulbright program. He said, "The essence of intercultural education is the acquisition of empathy, the ability to see the world as others see it, and to allow for the possibility that others may see something that we have failed to see or may see it more accurately." We are dedicated to helping teachers like you come to the U.S. so that we may learn from each other's unique perspectives, just like Fulbright talks about here. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you so much for joining us. If you have any questions, please email us at team@teachwithepi.com. Also, be sure to sign up for our webinar mailing list at teachwithepi.com/webinars. On behalf of everyone at EPI, thank you for joining us and have a great day, everybody.